Welcome back, everybody. This is Babylon. Back here with just all these chests you see in front of you here is what I gathered last night before I went to bed. Uh, in this episode, you're gonna find out what happens when you farm too many caves. It's stuff that happened that you just wasn't prepared to. But hopefully everything goes good. Or edits quite a bit of it out. Actually cut quite a bit of it out because of it. But yeah, we had quite a bit of stuff. Uh, a lot of hunting. We wind up with a total of 7 wolves, and that I mean they're killer wolves, man. Those things love to fight. But we have quite a bit to do. I was hoping to do two, but I messed up on one on the first mission there. I wasn't exactly sure, couldn't remember exactly what I was all going to need, so I just went up there to see what it was, and I thought I was able to build everything up there, and then come to find out there was a few items I had to have that I had to go mine and get some resources for. But yeah, it just frustrating as can be. And you can see there all the iron we got. And the other one there is about half that's iron, but we'll get it all put in the smelter real quick, and then we'll get started with the mission. And here I added 3 more uh, mortars to help uh, break down the bone and stuff, get stuff crafting going. You can see here we made quite a bit of the crushed bone, but then again in this game you always need a lot of epoxy. And we got that one elephant tusk. That's where we went clear across over to the desert side. But we'll get things started going. We'll wind up leveling up 7 more times, and it's just chaotic when you try to get so much done at so much so much done it so quickly. It gets, like I said, it gets chaotic later. You'll and y'all be able to witness that and understand that part of it.
The Assembly are expanding their footprint on Icarus. And looking for... Once the Assembly got Africa working together, nothing could stop them. And now, here we are.
Yeah, I should have brought some of that wood with me already and some of the stuff that I needed. But I forgot. I thought this was the one that was already pre-existing. All you had to do was repair everything. I didn't think of not having to actually build all this stuff. You know, you wind up having to have a fabric or a machine table and decorator's bench, an anvil, and yeah, that drug the mission out way longer than it should have. But yeah, we had a hard time with it, and it just kind of aggravated me a little bit. But I did cut a lot of it out, but to make the video shorter. But I hope you like it anyway. Put it that way. But it definitely shows the struggle if you mine all your caves out. What happens when you finally do need to find some ores if you're not close to your base, and but it took a long time to get it. But there was a little bonus deal that happened with it that worked out in my favor, which made up for all of it, I think. But y'all see that here in a little while. Look at all them happy puppies I got now. I mean, they don't let nothing slide either. Or they get after it. They get after it. Give them a little bit of love in there. I think that helps them boost their XP, I think, for a short period of time. But They didn't do very much while I was trying to build, but it's eh, I wish they would have been better off. I guess you know. Yeah, and that windstorm there, when it came in, you'll see here in a few minutes there, it kind of threw me off my game there a little bit on building. But we worked through it, but it's just the wind, the way the trees fall and does damage on wood. This is why I don't like building out of wood. It's just, I don't know, it's just, to me, it's almost a waste of time because you spend more time repairing it than anything. And here's where I figured out when I realized I used the wrong roof pieces. It needed to be the regular roof roof angle. That way you can put the flooring onto it to cap it off. But yeah, like I said, it was just like one thing right after another on this quest here. Here I didn't bring my repair hammer. Oh my gosh, this whole quest here was just aggravating to me. But I mean, you know that happens sometimes though when you're playing a game, even if you played it before, but you know, and I just couldn't remember exactly everything that I was needing to take with me. But like I said, there's another quest I've seen before where you just go up there and it's a building, you repair it, and go on about your way. But yeah, it's I just had them mixed up, I guess. You know, and sometimes it seems like it's always stones and hides, man. It seems like that's the way all the time. And I tell you one thing too, I really need to get me a buffalo in the wagon. Well, that made the farming so damn difficult. You couldn't fill your inventory up enough, and you had to make so many trips back and forth from where you left off at. But the luckiest part about it now, tomorrow we will be able to start setting our D4 drills. That way we don't have to go to these caves and stuff and beat on those ores very often, unless it's actually part of the mission. But outside of that, it makes it so much nicer. All you gotta do is swing by and grab your stuff out of each one. Now it does take a little time, but if you have a couple of buffaloes pulling a cart, it doesn't take near that long. But the only problem is the buffaloes get hung up and stuff like you've seen the wolves get hung up and have to wait on the wolves. But outside of that, it just makes it so much better. And here, that's when I realized, you'll see here in a minute when we go into that cave, that I used that cave as part of my farming. And luckily I left iron in there. Because the simple fact is, my inventory was full, so was my mouse inventory, so we couldn't take all of it with us. And if we had room, I probably would have. And I just never went back up there and got it. But you're about to see here, we lucked out with that with the iron. Not so much when it came to the copper. But yeah, uh, it was aggravating. And those bees are just aggravating as hell too. But yeah, like I said, I mean it happens, but and later on it does get more little bit difficult to complete what you're started off to do. But it I wish it I wish that when you start a mission like that it respawns the ores in that area so that way you can get what you need in that area. But yeah, it is what it is, man. But I'll my boys don't want to get out of my way there. But now we just sitting there trying to make the furnaces and everything, get everything started smelting and all that, and get all that stuff done. I don't know what's got their attention, but those wolves stayed on that wall most of the day. I don't know if it was because they can pick up or sense something all the way down the cliff, or if it was something that's on the cliff, but they kept going to that wall. But I never saw, well, I see that one marker there, but that marker was way off though. So I don't understand why they were, going after that wall like that. Here you're about to see, it's going to get kind of chaotic now. And this here, instead of just sitting here waiting slowly for them to smelt, I just fast forwarded till they got the ores that we needed to make the anvil and stuff. If we can get the animals away from it. And here's where I try to get them to go see what they were seeing at. And I think I had to wind up actually taking them out of the building so I can get the stuff done. Yeah, I believe that was the first time I ever used that whistle call. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, and here I decided just to go ahead and make what I could make until I had realized I needed copper too, and that was aggravating. It took quite some time to find a cave nearby. Well, even nearby. And be honest with you, by the time it was all said and done, I think it would probably been shorter for me just went back to my base and got the ingots. Actually, it, I think that's what I should have done. But we live and learn. But like I said, though, there was one good thing that happened out of it. And to be honest with you, it was the very first time that's ever happened to me outside of the sandworms. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought you had to have a mission up for it to get one of those hunts. Funny thing is, I had to go back and look and get my glasses just to make sure it was 6, not 8. But you know, it sucks when you start getting old. See, I was so frustrated with it. See, I didn't even try to make it look nicer, and I just put everything down. Just set it down and get done with it. It was just, oh, I'm still aggravated about it, to be honest with you. See my little soldiers out there took care of the big horses all the time, man. And a couple of wolves. If I ain't mistaken, this is where I found them. No, it's not where I found them. I think I found them a little bit later. I think they were pretty well degraded by the time I found them. That little poke there, I had to do my part. I can't let him do all the work, right? And I know I don't have to eat that much food, but I was trying to do the best I can not to let it all spoil and then take a slot in my inventory. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. Most of that stuff is just waste. I mean, you get so much. You see how much you're getting and how much goes to waste anyway. So it doesn't really matter that much if you ate more or not. Can't wait till we get to the titanium stuff. That man, it lasts so much longer. But when I do sticks, though, I'll be starting off with a brand new character, which is it'll be terrible. But that's something I'll do, though. It's a new map, new quests and stuff. I need to start off with something brand new. Me and my habit of picking everything up. Now, what you're about to see here, this is the only issue that I see running with so many animals at one time. They don't really keep up with you, and they wind up getting stuck behind rocks and ledges and stuff. Yeah. Now, if you get far enough away, they will spawn back in on top of you, but still at the same time, it's kind of aggravating because I'd rather have them right there with me at all times versus, you know, straggling out like they are here on the map. So you have to go all the way back down here and then scoot off to the side there to get them to come around that little edge there. And then when I get over here, you'll see them, some of them drop in. See them drop in. Spawns them in like that. That's pretty cool. But I think you have to be a certain distance from you and a certain time before they spawn in. It has something like that anyway. I can't exactly sure how it works, but it works though. Make sure all 7 are here. We don't want to lose anybody. Seems like that's all you do with the wooden one is beat on it with a hammer to keep repairing it on every storm. And luckily we didn't get a lightning storm. If we would have had a lightning storm, it probably would have burnt to the ground. At which point I probably would have said the hell with it then, you know. But like I said though, I just can't stand building it with anything out of wood. But don't get me wrong, I mean, some of the skins they have in the game look cool, but at the end of the day, it's just a hassle. Yeah, here's where they killed those other 2 wolves. having to get enough iron there or stone in order to make the furnace there or the fireplace for them anyway. But it's just, oh man, I tell you, I just wish it went better. And here's where I got went had to get the copper and ran into the boss here. It's the first time I ever ran into it outside of a mission. It's like I couldn't hit anything at all that in that one moment there for some reason. It's like it was like the timing was down. Every time I went to release, he lunged forward and it went right past me. And make all these boys mad. Yep, there he is. Our first in-game boss war. And this is when I realized I had those guns with me. Just walked over to the bolt action. Did more damage, but still did several times. I missed him several times. there. I'm trying to hit a moving target. And there we finally got him. But yeah, that's the very first time I've ever seen him in the world without outside of a mission. And boy, he give you a lot of stuff too. Luckily, we had enough room to carry it. And we're back at the base after I got the ore. I was just going to spare y'all that mercy. That was such a long way over there and well, long way back. Even fast forwarding, it only shorted the like it was still almost like 10, 15 minutes of just fast traveling or fast forwarding through it to get to it. So I just cut it completely out and just came back with the ore. Like I said, I think I would just been better off just went back to our base and got the iron and the copper there instead. In fact, I probably should have went back and got all that stuff to come up here and do it. I mean, we had that extra anvil, we had the workbench, we were on in the furnace too. But hell, by the time we got back, we would have had the ingots already made. All we had to do was grab the ingots. But yeah, it just sometimes you just don't think straight when you need to be. And here we set the final piece to end the mission.
Alright. That's everything.
And we
You
wind
did
up
it.
just going back to
And live to
base.
tell the tale.
Now,
Which is more
I'm
than
going
a lot of folk
offline.
can
I'm
say.
going to go ahead and get all,
They're different.
everything we need to make, but I won't make
The
the
assembly can be
drills or
slow
any
to
or
trust
the
people,
windmills or nothing like
but
that
if you
until
keep this
I
up,
start recording.
you'll do well.
That way, y'all can actually see us put, the resources and stuff that it takes, and how many we can make, and then how we can find the D4s and stuff. We already know where there's a couple of good ones like the iron and the copper that's in the same cave. We're definitely putting them on there right off the bat because this game you need so much iron to make steel loom, and you have to have so much copper for copper wires for electronics and stuff. It's crazy how much of that you need to actually progress further and further and get it to where you don't have to go out mining near as much as you have to. It's so much nicer when you just swing by after it's been drilling for 2 days and then go pick everything up. But yeah, but we're going to get back to that here. And here I'm just going to grab some stuff I'm taking the ores and stuff with me after all the hell I went through to get them. I'm going to keep them. So. But yeah, just live and learn, I guess. Just we'll get back to my base here in a little bit, and then we'll uh, make sure we have all of our wolves with us and get ready to call it. But yeah, it can be brutal sometimes. But then again, there's also like that mistake was all my mistake. I should have remembered that we was going to have to be doing all that stuff, and I just didn't remember it. But yeah, it's just one of those things, man. I mean, you live and learn with it, and we got get everybody inside, and then that will be it, man. But I will see y'all next time. If y'all want, leave a like. If you want to, leave a comment. And don't worry, if you got any suggestions, let me know, and then we'll see what we can do. And then y'all all have a good one, and peace out. Man.